Just wait for it to queue up. Well, I do want to welcome everybody to our new semester for RES 401 Advanced Pathophysiology. It's a pretty interesting course, and I have some pretty exciting things to announce for this course too. But going to look at what our general objectives are for the meeting, and I do have a PowerPoint which I've uploaded right here for y'all. And it's going to talk about some key things. So I am going to try to share my screen, hopefully pull it up. Are you seeing the PowerPoint right now?
Yes.
Okay, great. Wanted to make sure. Okay, so if I do it in the full screen, then I can't see you guys, so that's why I have to do it in this view, so I apologize. Getting off to a good start. You guys have already been here. You're down to the wire, getting to the end of the core program. So you already know what it is. And so I'm going to go through these slides rather quickly. Getting off to a good start for those who might be having some difficulty even in the previous courses, or for somebody who's watching this video already, need to identify what worked and what didn't work. So you look at last semester and you assess and you try to decide what is good, what didn't, what was good. I'm also going to provide an outline of very quickly, not an in-depth outline of what's required from Wolf Den and the RES course. And then we're going to look at, oh, that's not correct. Yeah, that's it. We're going to discuss the significance of learning to use scholarly research sites. I was thinking that might be something else. We're going to talk for a moment on the course project and capstone project. Going to offer up an opportunity for questions to be asked, and then hopefully I'll give you an answer. If not, I'll get back to you with an answer. And then there's the statement here saying for those who are unable to attend, to watch the recorded team session, which you are, and to write a brief summary of what was discussed in the team session, and then answer any kind of questions that I asked during the session, and then upload it into Turnitin, and then you get credit. I will ask that it's timely. Your group has been really good, but for those who are doing the written summary because you're unable to attend, preferably it's going to be during the same week that the Teams meeting was. You can understand because we're talking about pertinent information. It's not a correspondence course where you can submit everything at the very end. If you do have a situation where you're going to be late with something, you know I'll work with you. Just let me know. But to get all the points for the team summary written statement, submit it during the same week as the team's meeting or within the 7-day period, and upload it using Turnitin. If you're going to be several weeks late turning it in, you're going to lose some points each of the weeks because it's unfair for those who make the effort to meet the requirements for those points in the RES 401 syllabus. Now, stating that also about the Teams meetings, you know, we have Teams meetings first week, third or fourth week, and then the sixth week. I do them 3 times. It was in response to students making sure that they had an opportunity to come and talk with me, to see me, see what's going on with the course, talk about some topics that are relevant for that particular week. Initially, getting off to the good start. And the module 6 is to talk in more detail about the final course project. It also allows you the opportunity to speak with me. You know I'm going to be here on those days, those weeks, and it puts a face and a voice to all those assignments that you're having to complete each week. And it's been well received. Hopefully y'all have seen it the same way as being beneficial to you. So it's kind of a hybrid, but an online course is this is an asynchronous online course, meaning you're not supposed to have to do what we're doing here. Meaning but I have found with our students that they like the opportunity to get to know the instructors and like the opportunity to ask questions and to interact. So it is preferable that you come to the Teams meetings first and sixth. Highly recommended. Third one, up to you. Love you to come to all three, but I know y'all work night shifts and busy lives and stuff like that. It might not work. So you can watch the video and submit the summary with no points being deducted because it is asynchronous and online. First here, we're going to talk about starting well and so you can finish well. What worked well last semester? What didn't? Why didn't it? And what can you do to improve? Any of the things that you're experiencing in life, even in the program, writing, assignments as a therapist, you can learn from the good and from the not so good, from the people who were good preceptors, and you can learn from bad preceptors of what not to do. So there's always an opportunity. There's a lesson behind all of it. And that was kind of what this picture is. Forget the mistake and remember the lesson. What did you learn from your previous work? Hopefully you've learned that you can contact me and that I want to be able to help you understand what's going on and that I do care about you. Also, in the course, there is a document that's called Being Successful in This Course. And if I open up the course, I'm going to go ahead and go to one of the course of our actual course right now. And I'm going to show you where it is so that you can see for yourself. So I'm going to have to switch screens. I apologize. And now, do you see that I am in RES 401 Pathophysiology now? Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay, great. So right now I'm in the overview page. You know this, you've been doing this for a while. You can go here, you can see the latest news and announcements, new events, you know that. But if you come over here and you go to syllabus, you click there, you're going to notice there's a syllabus and then being successful in this course. Okay, and that document about being successful in this course, you would have to save it and then you'd upload it, open it up, and from there you would see where I've just had it. Here it is. Now I'm going to open up the document and I'm going to show it to you. And you should be able to see it now. Being successful in the course. It's getting in a routine. And once you guys got in the routine, you knew how well you were able to do. Monday, Tuesday, check your email. Check into the course 3 times a week. I know you're busy, but 3 times a week. Monday, Tuesday, check your email, check news and announcements, see what's going on. See what's going on with the module assignments, get your readings, get it done. Then on Wednesday, Thursday, you're going to go ahead, check your email, news and announcements. Normally, I don't post anything at that point, but then, go ahead and do your discussion post. You've already done your readings. Do the discussion post, your initial, and you can then look at some of your fellow colleagues, your fellow students in your course, see what they've done. Right now, Brooke and you and Madison are here. If you're looking at this week and now you're doing the discussion post and you both have done your initial post, look in there and see what each other has done. You might have resources or pick something up that's going to help you on your research for your activity paper for the week. And there's nothing wrong with using some of the resources and citations from another student's post. Don't copy the words, but just use the post, use the citation, the reference. It can help you with your research needs. Talks about the importance of going through the syllabus because it's the contract between you and I, and it's the contract between the college and me. I have to fulfill the contract to the college, and I have to fulfill the contract to you. Likewise, now what I'm responsible for, and therefore you also know what I'm going to be expecting from you because it outlines that. Student activities, you know what we're doing here. It's listed. Time commitment, I talk about the time commitment that's necessary. How to contact me. Yes, I do have office hours again this semester. It's going to be Monday and Wednesdays. I'm normally on campus at Newberry College Mondays and Wednesdays from about 7:30 to 12 o'clock in my office, Keller Hall 205. And then I teach face-to-face from 12 o'clock to about 3:30. You also know that you can reach me by cell phone, text messaging, email, and we do the Teams meeting. So I try to make sure that I'm available. If you do send me an email, I will respond within 48 hours. I will also let you know if I can't respond, and I'll have to talk to you in a little bit at a different time. So hopefully you found that somewhat helpful. Do you guys have any questions about the actual Wolf Den site before I move on?
I'm good.
You're good? You guys know how to see your grades and previous grades and stuff like that?
Yeah, I'm good. I kind of have trouble seeing my grades for like the previous semesters, but other than that, it's okay.
Okay, well, good. Let me see. Go back here. See if I can't pull it up. Let me pull it up right in a second. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to change. I'm in the student view. This is the overview. Okay, and you've gone through these tabs over here, so I'm not going to go through that. But if you go to academics, okay, and then you go to the home tab, over here on the left-hand side, you're going to see certain things. The academic calendar, here's the grade report, and you can actually look at what your grades were for a particular semester. So that might be something new, something for the course that you're taking, all your courses, an overview of what's going on, any of your academic information. You know, you might want to look through these here. Another tab that might be helpful for us as online, as an online program, is the technology help. You know, if you need to get help, these people are available Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 4:30 p.m. and there's their telephone number. You can call them. Well, what can they do for you? Okay, they can help you. If you're having problems with your laptop, you're logging in, you're having problems with email, whatever it might be, they can help assist you if it's a hardware or a software issue, and they might even be able to proxy into your computer and help you. Okay, if you need to submit and you'd like to submit, you can submit technology help right here and do an actual submit a ticket. Okay. Let's see if I can go back. Now it's frozen, of course. Here we go. Okay, so that's the general information. It's an important tool for y'all. Another thing too is that you do get Microsoft 365 as a student. So you can download it to, I think it's up to 3 or 4 laptops or different devices. Might not have that many, but it's free and you get to use it. So please look at it. It also talks about laptop configuration. I think that this is an important tab to have. You notice that in the past, in past semesters where we've had difficulty with some of my little videos and stuff playing or images showing up, you know, I've been told to go ahead and upload it to YouTube, which I've been doing. But if there is an issue, you can call the technology center, tell them what you're having. They might be able to help you at that point, talk about how to clear in your cache, what web browser you're using. But that is a resource that's available to you. I will also let you know too, and current group is not really, this isn't really currently applied to this group, but for anybody who might be watching the video, if you're writing your paper from your cell phone, it's coming across in a format like a cell phone. Okay, you really do want to go back and before submitting and look at and submit it from your laptop. If you have to submit it from your phone, time's crazy, that's the best you could do at this point, just let me know. Because you understand our grading does have a lot to do with formatting and presentation. So just let me know, I'll work with you, then I can look at the content, and then when you get in front of your laptop, you'll be able to send me the formatted version, because there is a big difference that I've noticed when that happens. Any of the other stuff you can go ahead and look at. I know that that's not really for us at this point, but you can see all my classes. I'll go back to 401. I'm in student view. So that's where we are. So you can look under syllabus, and you guys don't need to know any of the other resources. There's nothing else here at this point. I do have them available, in the past for your writing. If you need them, let me know. They're on Wolf Den. If there are no questions for that, I'm going to go ahead and switch back to the PowerPoint, and we'll just keep on rocking and rolling where we are. So that's the being successful in this course. And whatever you've identified that you didn't do too well last semester, this is an opportunity to rectify that and to make adjustments, seek out help. Remember that all the previous courses are going to tie into your capstone project, and your capstone project, that topic you identified back in 310. Moving along, for you, it's very important to make sure you understand syllabus, expectations, course tools, and communication. I don't need to talk to y'all. Y'all do a great job about that. Course format, yes, it's an online format. Okay, so again, that's why, because it's an online format, doing the mandatory in-person hybrid type course is not required. I do it to help, and like I said earlier, it's preferred that you try to attend at least the first and maybe the sixth, so that you can get a good grasp on the course and then the final course project. In saying that, I'm going to move on to this last slide. We're looking at the annotated bibliography. Okay, if you look at our first slide, it talked about discuss the significance in learning to use scholarly research sites. You've already started this week, and you have been doing some research for your discussion post. What have you identified, or what has come to mind when you're starting to look more specifically at the quality of the sites that you're using for your research? Has anything kind of jumped out at you? Is there, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, for my research, and I was still a little bit kind of confused on like the outline for this week, but I went on what is it, PubMed, because it's easier to search for.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I found a couple of good, like, credited articles, but for this assignment, I know we get like 4 of them, and is it kind of like a summary on each of them, and then maybe also with like something that tells like why it's credible, like conflict of interest, and if it's like a reliable source? Or
yes, you're going to do that. You're going to state your research question. What are you looking at? Okay. Then you're going to identify the various sites that you discovered based on that topic that you've identified. You're going to choose 4 articles. Okay. And then you're going to write a literature review of those 4 research articles. That's it. And so that's what I did on the slide that you see in front of you. I wanted you to see, okay, a research review versus an annotated bibliography. What are the differences? And you can see on the slide, the literary review provides a summary, evaluation, and analysis of the particular topic that you have chosen. It's, for essence, a critical recap of all the research that's already been done, because you're not researching to generate new data. You're looking at previously done research, and you're doing a critical recap of that research. And wish it didn't get small here, but like here, I should supposed to be larger. Let's see if I can make it larger. So you can see in the slide, there's like 5 steps, and I've also given you a link. You're going to research. First, you have to research your relevant topic, and I listed a couple sites: Google Scholar, PubMed, Science Direct, or some ones that I would use. You're going to evaluate your selected sources. You know, what's important here, you're learning a skill set here now, okay? And the reason this is the first module is as we go through the next 6 modules, we're going to look at different pathology, different things, and you're going to now use quality research sites like Google Scholar, PubMed, or Science Direct, and you're going to evaluate that source. Well, you're not going to want to read all these complete articles. So as you're learning this new skill set, you're going to start reading just the abstract. And if it's a good abstract and it applies to what you're trying to accomplish for that particular assignment, then you want to go to the end of that research article and look at the reference page and see how many times that actual article was cited. You know, if it's been cited a lot, then there might be a lot of credibility there. But you're evaluating that resource. Then third, you're going to identify themes or debates or gaps in the research that they did in their thesis statement or the way they did it. And then you're going to outline the literature review structure. Was it chronological? Was it thematic, methodological? Was it theoretical? You know, you don't have to go. Most of the time for me, I normally go with the first 2, chronological or a thematic. And then your step 5 is you write it. What does it look like? Write the introduction. You're going to have your main body. You're going to synthesize the points that you have learned, and then you're going to have a conclusion. It differs a little different from an annotated bibliography, okay, which is a little bit more on the author's credibility. It still contains, it's a brief summary of what's going on. It still contains facts of the sources, but you're going to be looking at summarizing not just the major ideas, but the author, the researcher's position and their research methods. And was the author of the research and the method and manner of the research, was it credible? So that's an annotated bibliography, but this one is a literature review, okay, of medical research. So this is what you're going to be looking at doing. And there is a link here, and I'm going to try to click it. And tell me if y'all are, if you're able to see it when it pops up. Wait for a second and see if it opens. I apologize for the commercial. Okay, so going to skip the ads now. It's how to write a literature review. How to write a literature review. And she does a phenomenal job. You'll notice I get some of my notes from her. It's a 3-minute step-by-step guide. And it does she does a phenomenal job. I have subscribed to this site. You can see how many views that this has received, this video. It does an excellent job. It gives some very helpful tips. And so I would advise watching that video and letting it accompany the PowerPoint that I've given you with those notes so that you can do your activity assignment this week. But what you said is right. It's an overall, it's a summary, okay, of what you've done, but you're choosing 4. and you're writing this review of the 4 articles or 4 research papers that you've done, credible now. And I want you to make sure that you're using that in this particular assignment in specific to your capstone topic, because I think it'll be helpful because you'll be able to go back to that later on. Does that kind of answer your question, Madison?
Yes. Also for this one, like, do we not need an abstract?
No, it won't be necessary.
Okay.
For this one, if somebody does an abstract, that's fine. It's going to be pretty much just more of a statement. So it's not going to be wrong if you do include it, but it won't be required.
So this is more of just like maybe going to be like 4 paragraphs, like 1 for each article.
Correct.
And summarizing and kind of like why that article is credible, kind of things like that, instead of like making our own inferences and kind of like drawing a theme.
Yeah, well, it's not really you. Yeah, you're gonna summarize. You're gonna summarize what you've learned from the article, almost like you're looking at the abstract itself and paraphrasing the abstract. Hopefully, after reading the abstract, you actually read the article. But evaluate it, summarize, evaluate, and then look at, when you look at the research that's inside the article, identify if there's a theme. Is there something that they're talking about that is a particular question or debate throughout? Should bronchodilators be used in this particular manner, or whatever it is that they're posing or they're asking that question inside the research article? That would be something that you would want to state inside that paragraph. But again, it's not very, it's not going to be very lengthy. It's going to be about a paragraph in length for each one. So that paragraph will give me, the reader, a general idea of what you gained from reading that particular research article. Your conclusionary statement there would be, was it a good article for the chosen topic that you have identified? And then put that together. You will have to have, of course, the actual reference with the link. So that would go at the end. Does that kind of answer your question for that?
Okay, so for this one, we put our reference at the end of the paragraph instead of like a big one at the end of the paper, like we usually do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You won't have to do it at the end, because you're going to have it after each one. You're going to have the paragraph, a conclusion statement, and then you will put your reference.
Okay.
Okay. Some will actually put it at the top first, like using a hanging indentation. Let's see if I have one from a previous student. Because I think if you see one, it'll be helpful. Okay, so I have one here, and I am going to switch screens. Okay. Can you see this now?
Yes.
Okay. So strategies respiratory therapists can implement to reduce the risk of BPD, okay, in preterm infants. There's the references. Boom. Now she's gone ahead. She's given the article, her summation. I could go to the link. I could look it up. She has them alphabetized. And there's her 4. That's it.
Oh, okay.
So it's not a very hard article, but I would want you to make sure, I want each of y'all to make sure it's in reference to your capstone topic. You know, some of y'all might need to tweak your capstone project a little bit more, your topic, you know, because you only have a couple classes left. This one, then you have 403, and then you're at 410. And when you get to 410, you pull it all together, which I'm going to go ahead and go to that slide right now. You know, that course project and the capstone project, well, you take all of the final course projects from 310, 312, 314, 321, 330, 33, 401, 402, 403, all of those final course projects contain the research and the references and the questions which hopefully related to your capstone project. Each one of those courses now are all going to be added together, and that should be the raw material that is used for RES 410 with Dr. J for the capstone project. If you don't have that, your 410 project is going to be very difficult to do because you're going to have a lot of work to do. So you're drawing from that final project. And like for this one here, you're going to demonstrate an understanding of qualitative and quantitative research methodologies. Okay. Utilize course materials you have developed and designed annotated bibliographies for the professional research and literature resources. Well, these annotated bibliographies and literature reviews, because I'm going to be talking about annotated bibliographies, and that's why it was on the slide there. You're going to be pulling that and using that information for each of the next few weeks. Next week, we're going to be talking about alpha-1 antitrypsin deficiency. We're going to be talking about Tietz syndrome. We're going to be talking friends, idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis. You know, each of these disease states, you're going to now know how to use quality research sites. You're not going to know how to do a literature review, and you're going to learn how to do an annotated bibliography. And you're going to be putting all of that stuff together in this final capstone project, which will be pretty much a cut and paste project. Because if you've done it for each one of the disease states, for alpha 1 and all the way through to the very final disease state, which I can't remember what it was. I want to say it was TN's, but I can't for the life of me right now. I am drawing a blank. I will find out. Yeah, Tietz syndrome. Before, let's see, we go alpha 1, acute eosinophilic pneumonia, anemia of chronic disease, Friends syndrome, idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, and Tietz syndrome. So you're going to create that reference, that literature review, and I'm going to teach you how to do an annotated bibliography, which is very similar to the literature review. Now you can see the two, I have them side by side. The annotated bibliography is alphabetized. It summarizes the content. It contains facts about the sources, okay? And it includes a brief summary of the major ideas of the position and research methods. You're also going to put in there in your annotated bibliography, when we get to that point, why is it relevant to this research? Why was this particular research article that you chose important for this topic or this assignment? The components of an annotated bibliography are a descriptive overview, one paragraph, your citation of the source, a brief annotation of each source, and you're writing it using a hanging indentation. You know, and then there's a 5-minute video, and this one's by Owl Purdue, and it's a good one. It's about 5 minutes long, but it gives you an idea of what's the difference between a literary review and an annotated bibliography, and we're going to go through and use that for each of the modules this semester. When you get to the end, you're going to go ahead and you're going to cut and paste each of the weeks together, you're going to give me a title page and you're going to submit it, which is going to be a nice break from what you've done in the past. Y'all follow on that?
Yes.
Okay, good. Well, that's really the gist of what I had to go over for today. I do have some exciting news that I want to share, and I'm hoping some of y'all might be able to be present. I'm going to try to switch screens again, see if I have it. Okay, so I'm back. I'm in this one here. Nope. I want to go back to coursework, and I'm going to go to student view. Okay. So when I go to coursework and you go to news and announcements, you see that there's nothing here. But when I go to coursework, you get to hear what I have done for this week here, and you'll see it here. Module 2, MUSC, Dr. Strange, on October 27th at 6 p.m. He's going to be joining us for a meeting, and he's going to be talking about alpha-1 antitrypsin deficiency. There's the link. He'll be on for about 40 minutes. He's going to talk about the disease state. I've asked him also to talk about it in relation to your assignment for that week, and that is with the respiratory care plan. I saw his presentation at the state conference. We ended up having dinner together, and I found it where it would be very applicable to what we're doing for this unit. If you move on a little further, in week 3, I haven't done it yet. I have not added it yet. Week November 3rd, November 3rd at 3:30, and I believe it's going to be 3:30 in the afternoon. We're going to have Dr. Ennis James. He's another MUSC pulmonologist. He's going to do a presentation on sarcoidosis and how it's a misdiagnosed disease state, pathology. Many times it's treated as COPD in that area when it needs to be treated differently. And he's going to do he's going to do about a 30 to 40 minute presentation and how you can see the difference of how it's the clinical manifestations of sarcoidosis as compared to being misdiagnosed as maybe COPD or in that realm of a pulmonary disease. So I'm kind of excited by that. I do hopefully have for the final week this module 5, possibly have a guest speaker who's a neonatologist who's going to talk about the Franz syndrome, but I'm not sure yet. And I've also reached out to a rheumatologist and an emergency room physician about Tien syndrome and the clinical manifestations and how it can be seen as angina, as chest pain, and why it occurs and how it differs in treatment. So that's what we got going on currently for this coming week that I have definitely confirmed is Dr. Strange, October 27th, 6 p.m. And it's going to be a Zoom meeting and not a Teams meeting. So hopefully some of y'all will be able to attend. Again, it will not be long. It'll be right to the point. I will provide an opportunity towards the end to ask some questions, but we do have like a 40-minute time frame constraint. So I'm kind of excited by that. Do y'all have any questions?
Hey, Tom.
You're good? All right. Well, I do appreciate you coming today. For those who are watching the online video, today, please provide a written summary. go ahead and submit it using Turn It In. If you want all the points, submit it, within this week. And if it takes you longer, it'll be a point reduction because I think it's relevant for what we're doing here. And hopefully I'll see some of y'all on Wednesday, the 27th. Look forward to seeing you in Wolfden, and I hope you have a great evening. Thank you.
Thank you.